What is going on YouTube? Chrono here and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So today we're going to do a bit of an unorthodox video. We're going to talk about fashion, which is not something we do very often on this channel. But if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2 content. Would much appreciate it subscribers work our way towards that 10K mark. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So I've had people ask me about the whole Glenn fashion thing, and yeah, I did pick up his basewear, but much like I figured would be the case, it's very one-dimensional, and every issue I thought I was going to have with this basically came up when I was deciding on how to make it work. So let's I actually want to take a step back really quick, just some admin stuff really fast. So today's video is gonna be the first video where I'm going to not adjust the audio the way I have been the past few videos. I've had some complaints that it's been a little too low, so I apologize if today's video is a little louder than you guys are used to, at least recently. I do listen back to my videos. I'm not sure, I had someone quite literally ask, do I not listen back to my own videos? I don't want to be mean, but dumb question. Yes, I listen back to my own videos, but keep in mind I listen back to my videos with headphones on, cranked all the way up to hear every single individual issue to then try to get rid of it in post. So the way I hear a video and the way you guys hear a video is going to be very, very different. So I look for your feedback if something is not to what you guys like, that you guys prefer, but I'll do my best as far as it comes down to audio balancing, because that is something that's really important to me. But enough of the sidetracking. Let's talk more about what we're doing with this outfit. So Glenn's outfit has a couple of glaring issues that I really just am not a huge fan of. The first thing, first and foremost, I figured was going to happen is this glossy texture here. Now, when you put a color on this glossy texture, it's just gonna look weird, right? Like technically this black here, this black here and this black here are the exact same color black, but because it's on this glossy texture, it causes this to be much darker than this black down here. Or it could be because it's on this, more armory looking texture, this black looks lighter. Who knows? But when it comes down to it, there wasn't a lot I could do with this outfit. Glenn's outfit kind of fits into a category of outfits I like to call one-dimensional, where when you're wearing them, they really only look like one thing. You can't do a lot with them. There's other basewears in the game where you can kind of mix and match them into other stuff and they work really, really well. But there are certain basewears, like let's say, for example, Kageyama's outfit, where you really can't do much with that outfit. Like it's basically going to be what it shows, and you aren't really able to change too much of that. Like you can't really get away from it. But there are other basewears in the game. Let's say, for example, let me see. I mean, like for example, these jeans here, you can definitely work into some other stuff. What else? Well, I mean, you guys get the idea, right? Like it's essentially some basewares you're able to kind of work into other things. Other basewares just really are one-dimensional. They're always going to be the same thing no matter what you do with them. So Glenn's outfit is very much that being the case. Now, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is when you take these off, you can see that we've got these huge arm things here. All of this blue, all of this gold is always going to be here, and the white. There's no changing that. This outfit's actually double black. I have it set to black, black. It is literally 0, 0, 0 of everything, right? When you have this set to its basic, so let's set this to white. See, the white doesn't look too bad. But when you swap the second color, as you can see, it does this kind of silvery look thing, right? That's because of the material that it's on. Like, I mean, even if you toss it on red, like look at this red. Red looks kind of crazy. It's not the worst look in the world, but it looks kind of wild. So unfortunately, it does kind of lock us into one look for this outfit. What I've basically been looking for is outerwears that kind of overwrite the arm stuff. So you can see that the hoodie does that, but it brings us to another problem. This is also one of those basewears that bows out the bottoms of outerwears whenever you put them on. So you can toss on, let's say, this to have some really weird stuff happen. And before anyone says anything, yes, even if you turn off the ornaments, it still has the same problem. So even ornaments off, the issue still remains, doesn't change anything whatsoever. But this outerwear just, it just kind of messes up outerwear in general. This is probably the one that has the least bit of issues, and even there, you can still see that it bows out here at the bottom. So there's really not a lot you're able to do. And I mean, hey, this works, but like, why would you, at what point would you want to do this with this outfit? I mean, maybe you would, who knows? But you're really limited by the fact that one, this bows out really, really poorly. You might be able to make this work, but like, I don't know, man. this back portion right here really kind of screws things up. I would have loved for this to work, but again, it's really messed up. This is probably one of the better ones. Basically, anything that stops right at the waist is kind of what you want for outerwear. Anything else is going to have this sort of issue where it bows out. This already bows out, and that's because it just, I mean, it's always been like that as far as outfits go. That's not too crazy. The only outerwears that I found that work with this are essentially this coat here, the loose veil one, and this jacket here, the Rhapsody. So you'll notice something about both of these outfits is I have them tagged both as black and white. The reason for that is because, well, because of the way this outfit looks. Actually, now looking at the loops Rhapsody, I never noticed it, but it does also bow out a little bit at the bottom, meaning I'm probably never going to wear it with this again. I'm sure I showed you guys that, but anyway, it does it a little bit here too, but it's not like it's actually irritating or noticeable as much. But the loose Rhapsody is, or sorry, the Rhapsody loon is basically the best one I've had with this, and because I've gone with the white and black, mostly because there's not a lot of other color you can do with this outside of matching everything else. I feel like really the only colors you can go with are going to be double blacked, and then to go with either the gold, the white, or that light blue that still kind of fits through in some spots. I wish it didn't, but it's still kind of there, right? Like, I guess I could turn off this ornament display and then it wouldn't be there, but like this just feels kind of awkward and wrong to me. I don't know why. If it kept the belt, sure, I'd probably keep it, and maybe I could just put on like an accessory belt that I think would look okay, but it just looks kind of weird without the straps and without the belt. So I opted to go ahead and keep that when we were looking at it, and I can just deal with this little bit of blue here. That's not the end of the world. But as far as this outfit goes, this is kind of where I have decided to land on using the Glen outfit. The shoes aren't bad, but I like these shoes a lot better, in case anyone's ever curious of how this works out. So this character's feet, I just shrunk them down to the smallest size. This is what they actually look like normally, and this is what the accessory looks like to fit over top of them. But when you shrink down the foot, it kind of shrinks it down only the length of the foot. It doesn't actually shrink down like the size of it completely. So you want to kind of adjust your accessory after you shrink down the foot to look like a normal shoe size, but if you were to ever adjust it back up, it looks kind of awkward. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I like the way this ended up looking. I'll use this outfit for a little while. I can't say I'll use it for a long period of time, but I'm curious to see what you guys think about this and what you guys plan to do on your end with your own outfits. Also, I hear a lot of this in the comments when it comes down to my outfits. No, I'm not taking the hat off. It's a part of the overall look, just like the red eyes are. And there's not really an easy way to put a hat on without having it horrifically clip. You have to use very specific hairstyles, and if you don't size it to a specific amount, then guess what? It's going to clip through and look stupid. So there. I know a little bit off topic. Yes, a little bit aggressive, but I hear it all the time, and usually from people who don't use hats very often. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys have come up with. Feel free to jump into Discord. There's a link in the video description. Jump into Discord. There's a section in the Discord for linking your screenshots. Let me see what you guys have been able to do with this outfit, what I haven't been able to figure out, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace out.